Welcome to the February 12th meeting of the Falmouth Conservation Commission. At this time, I'll ask you to please silence all your electronic devices. If you're going to hold a private conversation, please take it outside. This meeting is being recorded by FCTV. If there's anyone else recording this meeting, please identify yourself for the record. If you are here to speak on any matter before the commission, and we do encourage you to do so, there will be an opportunity during the public comment portion of each hearing. At the appropriate time, please approach the podium, state your name for the record, and speak into the microphone. For the record, the appointed alternates tonight are Kevin and Peter. First up, minutes, January 29th.
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed the minutes and I found them to be, although wordy, quite representative of the meeting.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous.
She did them from a recording, I'm sorry.
First up, request for continuance under a notice of intent, Cape House 11 LLC 207-217-223 Meadow Neck Road, East Falmouth, Mass. For permission to enhance and reconstruct an existing coastal engineered structure and to extend the structure along the shoreline.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until March 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up is a request for a continuance under a determination of applicability. Heather and Thomas Mahoney, 2 LCN Avenue, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to construct and maintain a front porch and to install a native tree.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until March 4th.
So moved. Second.
Okay, do you have,
Second. Or Steve. Steve said it.
do we have a motion and a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up are requests for determination of applicability. First up, Woods Hole Yacht Club, 58 Bar Neck Road, Woods Hole, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to conduct maintenance and repairs to existing licensed piers and riprap.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are recommending a -2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up, Robert Wolf, 12 Burgess Street, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to conduct maintenance to an existing licensed seawall.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are recommending a -2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Next one's continued. Next, Susan Moran, trustee of the Charles E. Moran Qualified PERS Residential Trust, Residence Trust, 402 Wild Harbor Road, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to conduct maintenance and repairs to an existing licensed seawall.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are recommending a -2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up, Robert T. Vaness Jr. and Kathleen F. Vaness, 35 Emerson Road, East Falmouth, Mass. For permission to remove an existing deck and entry and to construct an addition within the flood zone.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are recommending a -2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up, Gerald M. Arthur Jr., Lot 2, Brick Kiln Road, West Falmouth, Mass. For permission to regrade the property to create a level building site above the flood zone elevation.
Yes, Yes, Mr. Chairman, -2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next up, requests for hearings under a notice of intent. All hearings of the Falmouth Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Falmouth Wetlands Bylaw. Although a single decision of the commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. First up, John and Deborah Gillespie, 39 Inkberry Lane, North Falmouth, Mass., for permission to raze, R-A-Z-E, an existing single-family dwelling and to construct and maintain a new single-family dwelling with a garage, front porch and stairs, back patio and stairs, a new driveway, retaining wall, new Title V sewage disposal system, mitigation plantings with all associated grading, utilities, and landscaping.
Mr. Chairman, I don't see the applicant's representative. Tim, is Matt out there? Is Matt out there? No.
So I make
Can we
a,
table this project,
I
please?
make a motion to table. Second.
All right, we have a motion to table this one and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that brings us to Cape
Can we
House.
No,
explain
we're gonna hear it. It's just,
We're gonna hear it's just, it's
We're
delayed.
waiting for
We
the
have to wait till
applicant's
they come.
representative.
We
They're
know you
putting
have-
it on pause.
Thanks, Steve. Next up then is Mary and Joseph Noonan, 183 Surf Drive, Falmouth, Mass., for permission to demolish the existing single-family dwelling and construct and maintain an elevated single-family dwelling with parking below, decks, access stairs, elevator, driveway reconfiguration, leaching trench for roof runoff, and all associated utility installation, excavation, grading, mitigation, planting, and landscaping.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just for the record, the quorum on this is Maury, Betsy, Jamie, Steve, Kevin, and Peter. Everyone but Russ. Nope, wait,
that's
Yes.
right.
yep, I'm right. I just saw Russell go like that, and I'm like, did I read wrong?
No, you're right. No,
Just as-
took it out of order, took the wind out of my sails.
Oh,
He gets to be quick.
aw.
We're easily
He
confused,
gets to
Madam
be
Chair.
put below the line.
Doesn't take much to confuse us.
Thanks.
Too bad it wasn't a basketball game tonight. We don't have the.
We'll just continue anyway, but we're gonna open it anyway, no?
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully, somebody shows up.
Easier.
Good evening.
Hi,
For the
Tim.
record, Tim Santos from Holmes and McGrath, representing the applicant. I believe we were before you 2 weeks ago, at which time we requested a continuance. There are a few things the board asked us to look at. One, reducing the enclosure below on the ground level. We've reduced it from 877 square feet to 373, so the enclosure is for the elevator and stairwell only, not the garage. The board also asked us to look at the soils to make sure that the soils are appropriate for the size footings that we have designed. We did a test pit up in, if you look at the screen, up in this area right here. And we did another one down in this area right here. It was witnessed by Briggs Engineering, as well as myself and Greg Saronian, who is in the audience tonight. Greg Saronian is the architect. He has submitted a letter. The soils are suitable, and they are, the footing that we previously submitted is sized accordingly. So we don't have the final geotechnical report, but that's what was stated when we observed the soils with the engineer. So if the board has any questions, we'd be more than happy to address them.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I just have one question. Tim, Alyssa noticed this, the conservation agent. Did you step the exterior wall back underneath the deck on this one? Because on the first plan, you have a solid line, it looks like it's from where the stairs are?
So,
And
if
then
you see
now it
this,
looks like you just kind of stepped it back once and put the overhang?
yeah, so the first plan actually showed, see this dotted line right here? Showed that was solid.
What dotted
See
line?
this dotted line right here?
Yes, yeah.
All right, that's the second floor. That's a
So
second,
it's solid,
it's-
it's not, it's on piers though, right?
it's over the deck, so it's on piers, correct?
Okay, so it's open.
Yes, it's
Okay.
open.
All right. She was just kind of confused
Yeah.
by that. All right, thank you. Thank you for reducing the enclosure. That's what staff was looking for, just to be consistent with the last couple of buildings.
Good?
If you guys are good with the soils and you're comfortable that the trench
Well, I'm gonna give
box-
everybody the opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, from a building standpoint, if you're comfortable with the use of that box to dig that footing that close to that revetment, I'll rely on that.
To be clear, you said you were gonna use a trench box.
Correct, that is correct.
Okay.
Peter?
No questions.
Maury?
Pleased with the changes, and I have no questions.
No. Thanks, Tim. It was great.
Steve?
Thank you.
Yeah, you did everything we asked, so.
Make a,
I make a motion to close and take it under advisement.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Great, thank you.
Any further discussion from the board?
Just one quick thing, just make sure the applicant knows that because of that, we're gonna have to use that trench box. There'll probably be a pre-construction meeting, so we meet with the contractor, and a special condition requiring that.
It's not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any comments from the public?
Yes, hello, I can't talk very well, but what I was to say is that the only person here has a major consideration about what's going on with the neighborhood. Okay, everybody's mind's not going up, and the view is going away, and going away, and going away. Isn't the value of what's now with the man I like him very much wants to pump up and move the house. They're taking a considerable amount of you away again. Neighbor number 1, neighbor number 2, 3, 4, and more in the neighborhood. Of course, we all want the neighborhood to go up, but at what cost are we talking about? Now the woman's own this land, and mind you, all the land around that road since 1968. Cottages, she ran cottages at beautiful times, beautiful homes. They sold one here, they sold one there. Now we have 2 more. Next door, and a beautiful oceanside view is going away. And of course, the value of a home is going down, down, down. Even though it may go up, who knows? But something's gotta be done about what's going on. You can't buy a little tiny house for $1 million. Knock it down and put up a $2 million home. Well, regards to what's going on in the neighborhood, you know, most of the people, they're not residents, alright? get second homes. Now this woman was down there every day. We thought she was beautiful things rise, and it's slowly going away by oats after oats. And now this one not only takes away, it takes away a beautiful view of what she had. And no one in the area has regard to what that matters because they're in front to the side and it doesn't reflect on them. Now, what is one to do when people got trees down in front of you? Doesn't we put another one up? But when it comes to these homes, this is terrible. I mean, I can see them going up a level, but 3 levels, mind you, is quite a bit. And she has a house on 2 levels. That's the way the house was built. Now, she could, if she has the much, go up 1 more. But what would that prove? Now, she takes the view away from the other neighbors. And what a beautiful view we have in the town that we live in. The view is everything. And when you can't do anything about it, what do you do? I'm not liking or complaining, but I must say that the house is on a very small lot. He wants to nationalize the lot. And the impact on that is going to be detrimental on the neighborhood, which is going to make the neighbor next door to what? Sell or go up again and it'll be there before you trying to get what a view of what he doesn't even have much of a view. But he has a nice view. But if you look at the house next door, that is now 3 times taller. The man paid $800,000 for a house. That's only that made. And now he's gonna come down and look at a home that is 3 times the storage and wonder whether or not he even wants to own it and whether or not he's gonna lose the money that he bought the home for. Now, what I'm trying to say is, please try to
Did they go to ZBA?
come to some kind of statute or some kind about what people are able to do next to one another without impacting the whole neighborhood. I mean, the impact on the neighborhood, the taxes, and all. And you know what? The guy doesn't even have a driveway to his house. He's gonna use a secondary road to get to his own home. So it's the project to
think so.
it's small parcel of property. I mean, it's very small, maybe one third of an acre. Land is only as septic, but the water ran out into the river. The impact on the river, the water went on the river. And these, quite a bit, and, just a little alteration. They're all slab on grade. Now we have a water conservation problem on a small lot of land. And the river gets backed up every time we have a storm. The river rises through 2 feet,
Well, it's part of this.
and they're not able to recap that. And right now, it rained 2 weeks ago. The river is still blocked, and she has water in her backyard. It's not in the basement right now, but the water's going nowhere. So what do you all gonna do about the cul-de-sac under the road? So the water comes in the way you don't understand. You know, there is such a clog in West River of sand that a twin probably couldn't get it all out without going into other people's yards. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna suck it down. The impact is not only the house, but what is the town willing to do about West River about it, and it will flow in and flow out all the way to the town hall. I mean, the impact is detrimental upon everybody in the neighborhood. And unfortunately, my client here is standing alone, although she's not standing, but she's standing alone because of the neighbors that aren't there, and the river is a neighbor. So I want you to really look at this plan and think about whether or not you want to let this man move the house to obstruct another view for a resident of the town that gets up every day and that window, in my view, she has windows all around her house. In my view, she can look at the pond, she can look at the woods, the river, and the ocean. But you must understand that the impact that has been going on around her has come to a very fine line on what to do with the property. You know, what's going on is you're in a way forcing her to sell that house if she doesn't like it. And that's not what, because she has the right to live there for as long as she certain people about respect the other thing to pick up your bus and move not carry road the concerns of the people that live there. Please take in regard the side of the house. The standing of the house. And I want to say, but if I can do that, I've been really there.
Thank you. Any other public comments? You have something?
I just addressed the Fresh River question about what the town is gonna do with Fresh River. Fresh River is under the comprehensive dredge permit, sir, so the town will go in periodically and dredge Fresh River to unclog it. They do it on a schedule. You have to go.
What I understand is that when we have a storm, they come over and they open it up. Okay, but what ultimately are you gonna do with the river? I've been working for 12 years. I don't see Ellen running up and down. Occasionally I would take her fish. They can barely even let her through the water when they need to go upriver. Never mind back home.
This is the first
You know, I mean, there is a serious problem with that river. I mean, the river, I know, is most
the first set of
I
comments.
don't want to it, but you know,
Say, there's 42nd.
I mean, now, the town has an obligation to
This is just what you gave us last week.
low
Thank you.
Thank you for participating. Tim, I have a question about the zoning. Have you been to ZBA?
Filed with it.
We filed with ZBA. We need to come here first to get your approval before we can have the hearing there. So it's the way it's been.
Well, technically, the Wetlands Protection Act says that the applicants have to at least file for all obtainable permits.
Okay.
Falmouth has historically, ZBA in Falmouth has historically liked the Concom's order of conditions so they can incorporate it into their special permit. That's, doesn't necessarily have to happen, but they have applied with ZBA and have satisfied the requirements of the Wetlands Protection Act.
So we won't have any issues with closing?
So
No,
if they
not
don't,
at all.
and if they don't get their extra percentage at
They would have
ZBA,
to
they have to come
come
back?
You'd have to come
and-
back for an
okay.
amendment.
Amendment,
That's
yes.
correct.
Okay, just to be
And
clear,
so
Yep.
it's 3.5, what percent over?
a little over 3.
A little over 3% of lot coverage by structure. So that's why you're going to ZBA.
Well, it's a
Just so the
pre-
public knows what we're talking
It's a pre-existing
about.
non-conforming structure to begin with.
Yep,
The setback to I think it's the 3-foot contour. So it's pre-existing non-conforming there, so we'd be going anyways,
right.
but at the same time.
But now you're adding more structure,
More structure.
more non-conforming structure.
Correct. So,
So ZBA would be,
I thought you can't make it more non.
you can't make it no.
well, it's a special permit for the lot coverage.
Ah,
Okay.
We don't have to
You can-
dive, we don't
We
have to dive
in,
too
but
much
just for the
deep
public
into
to know.
zoning.
Yeah, that's not our,
I know these books, I don't need to know zoning, just a little bit.
Okay, any further discussion from the board? Please say no. Any comments from the public? All right, we have a motion and a second to close the hearing, take it under advisement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tim.
have a good weekend, Tim.
He said septic system, and I thought one of the.
I'm gonna need a motion to untable.
I'll make a motion to on-table
Second.
Inkberry.
Inkberry.
39 Inkberry Lane, I believe.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to untable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so I'm gonna read it just for, I don't need to read it again. Mr. Costa, welcome.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Here's boss, who works with us.
That won't get you too far.
No.
She didn't hear it, you're lucky.
For the record, Matt Costa, Cape and Islands Engineering. We're here tonight, we're a notice of intent application to raise and rebuild a single-family dwelling, install a new Title V septic system, install the appropriate mitigation plantings along with associated grading, landscaping. Resource areas for this project include land subject to coastal stone flowage and a fragmented coastal bank. There are no other resource areas within 100, at least 150, if not more, feet from this property. Coastal bank here is a fragmented bank, which is by slope definition meets the criteria for a coastal bank. Because this particular area here is in excess of 4 to 1, it has a Zone A associated with it. So we show the appropriate Zone A and Zone B on the plan. We've done the calculations for the existing structure versus existing structures within Zone A and Zone B versus what's proposed. And the requirements result in mitigation requirement of 1,260 square feet of plantings, and we're proposing 1,326. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here for the landform. This is the area that we're talking about. So this is standing out at the street and looking down that left side property line. So as you can see, it is basically yard area, and because of that slope there, and it being located within the flood zone, it triggers that coastal bank. But it is all previously legally disturbed buffer zone area. Just about the entire lot itself is landscaped or managed. There's one exception with this back portion of the lot, and there's natural vegetation there. This is a pretty straightforward project. We were asked by staff to provide nitrogen calculations, which I did provide to Jen. And we do believe that this project meets all applicable performance standards as we have outlined in our narrative, and we respectfully request you issue an order of conditions. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Jen, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up on Google Earth real quick. Yes, I mean, Mount, what's the closest water? Yeah. your
Yeah,
house
can you see the
Yeah.
locus here?
I mean, it's a fairly inland lot, it does meet the slope criteria. The board can determine whether or not they've overcome the presumptions, going strictly by your regulations, because there is an increase in design flow of the septic system. We did have them provide the nitrogen loading calculations to be consistent with the regulations.
This is about the area, I don't know if you can see my cursor here in the locus map. This is about the area where the wetland is.
Yep.
And that's our lot right over there.
So I think the mitigation plantings will be an improvement. There weren't too many concerns from the staff with this, other than the increase in the design flow of the septic and the requirement under the regs for the appropriate calculations to be furnished to this board in the record.
I was glad they recognized that a coastal bank doesn't have to face the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those days?
Mm-hmm. Slope criteria, overcome the presumption.
You
We
never- I
struggled
never had
with
a
calling
problem.
this a coastal bank because of the impact it has to,
No, but there
Just
were
don't-
people who only wanted coastal banks that looked out onto the ocean,
seaward facing.
seaward facing.
Oh, the good old days.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we got past that.
You all set, Jen?
Yes, I'm fine.
Kevin?
No questions.
Peter?
With the footprint, is it closer or the same distance to the resource area?
It is closer than the existing structure, though it's located in lawn area. There's also a fire pit area. Can you see my cursor, Peter, up on the screen here?
Yeah.
There's a fire pit and stone area here that butts right up against the bank. So that's really the closest structure area. The house right in here in gray, that's deck right there, and the main structure here, you see the deck's about 13 feet away from the bottom of the bank. Over here, we're about 10. That's all located within existing lawn area.
But the footprint of the house is still closer to the resource area?
Yes, as I just explained.
No further questions?
Thank you.
Steve?
The staff report referenced the missing DEP number.
Oh, yeah, that is right. Did you get your DEP number, Matt?
Don't they send it to you as well?
If they did, it was really late, because I didn't see it come in. hang on. Although I did get a phone call that looks like it came from DEP.
They're famous for sending it like the same day or day before.
That was my only
Yep.
question, Mr. Chairman.
So we'll have to continue it because we unfortunately cannot close it until we have a DEP number. We don't have it. Unless it came in and they just missed it.
So you can't leave the record open for a few days?
We don't do that, Matt.
We're not allowed.
This is
You never
kinda-
used to close your hearings before the DEP number was issued anyway, because DEP might have an issue with the project and won't issue the number. You never close a project without a DEP number.
Well, we wouldn't have to wait until late March, right? We could,
No, you can wait till next week and we'll close it. Yeah.
that's fine, that's
Yeah.
fine, yeah, great.
No, we can continue to next week.
I was
and-
thinking we were.
No. Well,
We'll be way out
if the
there.
board doesn't have any other substantive requests or changes to your plan,
Okay.
we can continue it until the 19th
Just for that
for the issuance of a DEP number.
Great.
And then get on the horn with DEP tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good. We're good.
Russ?
I'm good.
Maury?
The only question I had was the design flow and the calcs, and Jen, well, you provided them, and Jen gave them to us. Because the subject, the wetland, I mean, the coastal basin, that's, the septic's the closest to that. So I would have liked to have seen it in the back of the house, but, you know, we're splitting hairs there. And I think the mitigation's really nice to see.
Thank you.
That's it?
I have no questions. I'm glad that we'll recognize coastal banks could be the opposite direction of where the ocean is.
So to be clear, staff doesn't have any issue with the moving closer to resources?
Well, yeah, we do, but it would be determined whether this board
Well, it's a
thought overcome the presumptions that
fragmented
this,
coastal
yes,
bank.
that this is a significant
Right.
coastal
Okay.
bank. So you can make the findings that it's a fragmented coastal bank and that the applicant is, overcome the presumption that it is significant to storm damage prevention and flood control.
not using, not supplying sand for a
Nope.
downstream.
If the board is comfortable with it, the staff can make the appropriate findings.
Okay, so we're gonna need a motion. 'cause I think
Motion to close the hearing, take it.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, to continue till, 2/19.
We have a second?
Request of the applicant.
Who seconded?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to continue until 2/19. Is there any further discussion from the board?
No, thank you.
Any comments from the public? Please use the podium, state your name for the record.
Excuse me, sir.
Irene Luby, 35 Inkberry Lane. I abut up to this property. I'm curious, there is a green belt between my house of 20 feet, and then under our covenants, one cannot put a permanent structure 15 feet from that. So it's 35 feet from my end of my yard. I don't know if this plan accommodates that or not, but that is our covenants.
We don't,
Well,
we don't regulate
that's,
your house covenant.
Okay.
The town requires 10 feet.
Right,
and
but he
that's
lives
what
in
we
Wild
can go
Harbor.
by.
Yeah. We understand that there are covenants in Wild Harbor, ma'am, but we have no authority to regulate or enforce those covenants. You would need to go to your homeowners association and address that if you have one through there.
Okay.
Okay?
I'd like to ask the gentleman if he could show me on his plot plan where that butts up to my land.
Please address the board.
Huh?
You need to just address the board and
Address
ask
the
the
board,
board to ask Matt to do
I'd
that.
like to see it.
It's okay.
You can have mine.
What property are you, ma'am?
You can have,
Mrs.
You want a
Libby,
pla-
did
do
you
you want a real
plan?
you
plan?
want a copy of the plan?
So then when you do your covenant as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you may keep it.
Can we have one more?
Yeah, here.
I thought it was clean
Taking my,
enough that I
taking my
didn't
board's
want about it.
plans, Matt?
they're usually a state secret, you know,
Yeah.
so.
So there is,
I wasn't following,
there's a park shown on your plan.
there's, here we are, right here.
Bless you.
Bring up this,
Bring up that one.
there you go. And you see the park?
I am 35 Inkberry
Right.
there. What is on that there?
You see the 20-foot area there?
Here?
Yeah,
20 feet there, Martha?
This is the open space area.
that's her buffer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have 15 feet, we're putting a permanent on, putting to our covenants.
He is,
Yeah,
he's
the house
15
is
feet.
He's 15 feet,
Away.
15 feet away from the 20-foot.
Right.
correct.
And the driveway is first?
The driveway.
Is that the driveway?
So
there?
it's right here.
Is that,
No. It's right there. It's within a few feet. The builder is going through the association, so you could talk to the builder about association matters. We're here tonight for conservation.
right, I need to understand too.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you, Matt.
Any other comments from the public? Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue until next week. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in
But,
favor?
well, wait a minute. Susan didn't get that.
Move to adjourn.
Well, move,
Wait a
You
minute.
all seconded it.
we had to,
Stop.
Oh, it was a continuance until.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, and then it's moved to adjourn.
Who seconded the?
I have something I'd like to talk to you about, real quick. It'll take 30 seconds.
we haven't taken the vote?
Okay.
We're just
There
putting the
should be a
motion
note
on the
here.
table.
Aye.
It should be on the agenda.
I understand because it happened today and you couldn't possibly anticipate the meeting I was in today.
Other
Called the
business,
board chair ahead of the meeting.
administrator would like to say something?
I went to a meeting, today with the town issued an RFP a few months ago for 53G consultant, reviews for the zoning board, the planning board, the Board of Health, engineering, and Concom. Basically what we did is the 53G consultant is invoking your consultant's fee. So we've pre-vetted 4 engineering firms to assist with things like 40B review. So if a 40B is going to be within the conservation's jurisdiction, we're going to work with the Zoning Board of Appeal to choose a consultant to do a peer review on behalf of Zoning Board, Concom, Planning, whoever needs to be involved, so that you'll have the benefit of an outside consultant to review things like the 40Bs. I know that you have one coming before you. We also have pre-vetted, like I said, 4 different firms, so that when you do need a consultant, we can choose from those firms, and we won't have to go out and do like.
They're predetermined.
Yeah, they're pre-vetted. And now if the board needs a very specialized consultant, then, you know, we'll cross that bridge and go through the regular procurement process like we did with the last one. But I just wanted to let the board know that, so it makes
does
it
that take
easier,
effect?
yeah. Zoning board is voting it tomorrow night. Because under their regulations, they do need to vote it. You aren't required to vote that. You can invoke your consultant's fee, right, whenever you would like to. Planning board is determining when they're going to do that.
So is this for
Board of
any
Health.
project or just big 40B project?
No, any project. We can use these consultants for any project.
Yeah. So
Do you
we
have
feel
a-
we need,
Do you have a list?
I just wanted to let you know that we had that meeting and we met with 4 firms that have been, Michaela from the assistant planner issued an RFP early last fall. We, got 9 proposals. We went through all 9, proposals with the engineering, and some firms specialize in different things. Traffic, some firms specialize in like, site management.
But some in wetlands.
So we
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily have a choice of 4.
No, there's,
our
there's
purposes.
3 in there that would have excellent credentials in wetland and coastal areas, so you're fine.
Presumably, if they didn't have an expert in a particular area,
You could go outside that.
or they could,
We're not gonna
we
wait.
could go to them and they could subcontract.
Subcontract.
All right.
Guys, they're still talking, so if you would mind take it down the hallway and it's like a nice little area down there, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you have a list of those firms?
I do, and Beals and Thomas is one, BSC is another, Tie and Bond,
Yeah.
and
Big firms.
I brought the cards. Green International Affiliates.
These are big
Okay.
firms.
Yes, they're big firms.
Who was the first one?
We had Beals and Thomas,
No, okay.
Tie and Bond,
Yeah,
BSC,
yeah,
Green International,
yeah,
that we met with this today.
yeah, okay.
I just wanted the board to be
Yeah,
aware.
that's good to
You
know.
do have there is a potential 40B out there, that will have, some, if they don't change the design, some serious impacts to a vernal pool, so we'll be working with, so just a different way of approaching these types of projects to take the burden off of our engineering,
And staff.
in-house engineering, because they are doing a lot of reviews for these projects, on behalf of the boards, and, we're just trying to free them up.
Yep,
A lot of stormwater.
I know.
Yeah. So that's it, it was just
Oh, good.
more informational.
All right, so we
No, not
voted
yet.
in second. Now
Anything
we,
else under other business?
Oh, stop. I didn't-
That was 30 seconds.